So the footage you will have just seen is something I filmed last night while I was working on this one. I've now abandoned this. It got to this stage and it's not terrible, but it's just not going in the direction I want it to go in. But I thought it would be really interesting to show you some work that doesn't make the cut and sort of talk you through why I've decided to abandon these pieces. So the other day I started out by playing around, just seeing what I could do with the watercolour paint and the pencil, and I was just kind of scribbling with pens and things and just trying things out. So that's really just me messing around. That's not a serious attempt at a picture. And then this one as well is in a similar vein. So as you can see, I was just trying out paint pens, watercolours, pencils, all of that. And then I moved on to this one. Oh, it's got a bit of pencil shavings on it. Yeah, and I started out thinking, okay, I've played around, I'm going to be able to make this one a success. I did that mountain. The mountain just, I mean, that's terrible. It just went wrong. I overworked it. Tried to put some paint pen on top. That didn't work. So yeah, basically then I played around with the rest of it, because by the time I had done the sky and the mountain, knew that it wasn't really working. Then I kind of put some more paint over the sky to see how that layered, and then I got my pencils and I went really crazy and just decided to scribble everywhere. I'll lay that down, I can show you a bit better. So this is Posca pen. This is the Pitt artist brush pen. And so then I was like layering and doing silly things. I mean, this is not also a serious attempt at a painting, but you can see where it's kind of going. You can see that I'm kind of coming up with some idea of where I want to go. So then I went on to this one, and this actually is not too bad, except I didn't like what I did to the mountain and the hill. They're kind of okay, but they're not brilliant. And I really like this. I used this Faber-Castell Pitt artist pen in dark indigo for the sky on this one. So that's how it looked with the watercolour, and this is how it looks. I really like this texture and the depth that I got with that. I think that works quite well. But yeah, as I said, I wasn't happy with how it was going, so I was like, okay, I think I know where I'm heading now. And then I started this one. Oh, I do quite like this one, but again, not 100% happy. Actually think I want it to be more like this, but just with a better hill and mountain or something like that. I know what I mean. It's difficult to try and explain it. So I'm going to now have a go at doing, I've got my clean piece of paper here, and I'm going to work on this, bearing in mind all the things that went wrong, the stuff I don't like and the stuff I do like. Wish me luck. So it's now the next morning, and this is the one I was about to work on when I last filmed. So I did quite a bit of work on this. It took me quite a few hours just because I'm not used to the materials, even though it's not that big of a piece. I think this is about, I think this is A5 size. I like the mountain. I'm quite happy with that. I would do it a little bit differently, I think, if I did it again. Love the little trees, the little pine trees by the mountain. I really like the effect that I got here. Now this was Posca pen with the Neo colour crayon over the top to create the textured marks. And I love this foreground with the little path. I'm happy with several aspects of this, but it's still looking not quite the way I want it to look. Also, I started putting a border around it. And even though I think the border is quite pretty, I think I actually prefer it on this side without the border. it's brightening up outside. I don't know whether you can see that. Ah yes, you can see that. See, we have blue sky now. And down here on the desk, things are looking quite good with this so far as well. So I decided to do the sky in watercolour this time, but I did a couple of layers, so it looks much more like the pen I used over there. I was worried about my pen running out because that's kind of like 2 or 3 layers of pen, but with the watercolour, did that with a couple of layers, and I've done the background mountain. So now onto this bit. I wanted to let you know that I've actually found a way of sharpening the Neo colour. See if I can show that to you. Look at the point I have managed to get on this. And it was due to one of my lovely viewers telling me that you can actually sharpen them with a pencil sharpener. And she recommended a particular one. And then I realised that this one I already had, which has 2 holes. I can sharpen them in the largest one. And can we take a moment to appreciate the colour of these shavings? Look at that. That's Payne's Grey pencil. Oh, it's going to focus. Payne's Grey pencil and the salmon Neo colour. Good combo. Okay, so what to do? I don't know where I'm going wrong with these. Well, I kind of think I have an inkling as to what I'm doing wrong, but let's get it and have a closer look. Right, I kind of like it again, but I'm not loving it. And that happened when I worked on this hill here. I think I've just layered it too much again. I'm trying to learn how to layer these materials, but when I layer them, I'm often finding I'm not liking the results. I mean, here again, I enjoyed working on this little bit like I did in this one here. I think that works, the Posca pen with the Neo colour crayons over the top. That's quite successful, and I just love the coloured pencil on its own. But I don't know, I'm layering the Neo colours over the coloured pencil and kind of adding some acrylic ink. I don't know whether I'm just making these too tight. I wonder whether that works when I'm painting, completely painting the piece, but it doesn't work when I'm working in mixed media. I'm a bit perplexed as to what to do. I think if I keep trying, I'm either gonna get really frustrated and feel like I've achieved nothing for days, or I'm gonna suddenly hit upon the correct way of doing it for me, and it's gonna look brilliant and I'm gonna be really happy because I've discovered how to do it. I don't know what to do. What do you think?